everyone, I'm Brittany, the Teen Services Librarian from the Wilmington Memorial Library, and I'm wishing you a happy Earth Day. For Earth Day, we are making recycled paper baskets. So because we can't meet at the library this month for our Crafternoon, I'm going to show you how to make a basket right now that hopefully you can make at home with materials you already have on hand. So here's my finished basket. This was my first attempt, and I've learned some things. The more baskets you make, the better they become, so you'll probably want to make more than one. To start out, you're going to need 2 regular shopping bags from the grocery store. I have a whole array of clips here. Paper clips, binder clips, chip clips. I advise you to have as many on hand as you can spare. You're also going to need scissors, a ruler, a pencil, and Elmer's glue. And you're also going to need something that you can trace with that's about 1.5 inches wide. So I have this little box here. You might also want to use the spine of a book, maybe an unreturned library book that you have laying around at home. So the first thing you're going to do to both bags is you're going to go ahead and take the handle off on both sides, and then you're going to cut one side seam, one side center seam of the bag, and then you're going to go around the bottom of the bag and cut the whole bottom off right around the edges. So you do that on both bags, and then when you're finished, you should open the bag up, and it looks like this. So then you're going to go ahead and fold the bag in half and then place the edge that's folded toward you. And then the top that's open, you're going to secure with a couple of clips. Then you're going to take your item that's 1.5 inches wide, and you're going to place it at the bottom corner of the bag. Lengthwise, so vertical, and then you're going to go ahead and trace it. So trace it, place it right on the line that you just drew. A new line, a new line, a new line, and on until you reach the end of the bag. And then you're going to go ahead and take your ruler, and you're going to go back and draw that line, those lines that you just created, all the way up to the top of your bag. Ooh. Okay. And once you've done that, it's going to look something like this. I've outlined it in marker so you can see it better, but I would definitely stick with pencil because it will show less on your finished basket. So then, keeping the bag folded, secured with clips at the bottom, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut the lines that you've just drawn. You're going to cut up the lines you've just drawn to create strips of paper bag that are like this. And once you're finished cutting up both bags, you should have about 14 strips, depending on how big your paper bags were. So once you've finished cutting both bags, you're going to go back and take the strips and fold them lengthwise, all the way down to the end. And then you're going to want to do this pretty evenly. And you're also going to want to cut the paper bags evenly when you're cutting them into strips. The neater and more even they are, the more helpful it is when you're creating your basket. My first basket, I took some liberties with that, and it's a little misshapen, which I think gives it character. But if you want a nice sturdy basket, it'd be better to stick with even strips. So you're going to fold them in half lengthwise, then in half again widthwise, and you're going to do that with 12 of the strips. you're going to need 12 for the basket and then a 13th that you're going to leave unfolded. So, taking 4 of the strips you just folded, you're going to lay them out lengthwise in front of you. And this becomes the basis of our basket. So our basket is a 4x4 grid. So 4 strips lengthwise or vertical, and then 4 strips widthwise or horizontal. And then you're just going to weave them. So under, over, under, over. And then you might be noticing that the strips of bag are moving around on you. So this is when I clipped them together at the top again. And if they're really moving around, you can also clip them at the bottom. Alright, so now take another one, and we're going to go over, under this time. You want them to be pretty even on both sides, but don't worry about them being perfect yet. And then with our next one, alternating, so it's under, over again. And then our next one, over, under, over, under. Alright, now you kind of want to tighten them up and then make them even on both sides and at the top and bottom. So you've created kind of a 4x4 grid. Now, before we start building up the sides of the basket, go ahead and take those clips off. And you're going to switch out these chip clips for paper clips if you have them. When you're building the sides of your basket, I noticed it helped if you had a paper clip on every other strip, so you knew which ones to lift and which ones to leave flat when you're creating the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting on paper clips, every other one, all the way around my basket. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and tighten up the basket again, and I am going to fold the ends up right where the last strip runs horizontal. I'm going to fold the strips up so it becomes the wall of the basket, and I'm going to do that all the way around to help kind of guide where I'm building the walls up on the basket. Okay, so now with my 4 remaining strips, folded strips, I'm going to take one that has a looped end, not the 2 ends that are separated, but the looped end, and place it at the corner of the basket. And then I'm going to go around the outside and weave this strip all the way around. It's kind of a tight squeeze, but it does make it all the way around. And then you're alternating. And if you're using the paper clips, it helps you know, is it over or under? So for this one, I know that the paper clips should be left down while the strips without paper clips end up in the inside. And then I kind of fold the strips that have ended up in the inside over the edge of the strip I just wove around to kind of keep them out of the way. And then sometimes you'll notice that maybe one got a little off, and then you just go back and fix it, which is what happens there. Good to go. Alright, so now when those 2 strips meet at the corner, I go ahead and clip them again with something, a binder clip, a chip clip, whatever. And then I keep building. So I have 3 more left to go. And if you put all of the loops on the same edge, they'll eventually meet in the same corner. So when you go to glue those together, they're all lined up in a row. So that is what we are going to do here. So we're going to move over to this corner. This one, so they're not on the same edge, I'm sorry, they're on the same corner. So this one needs an over. So we're going to go ahead, put our loop on here. And then we're going to see that the paper clips, the strips with the paper clips are ending up on the inside this time instead of the outside. So we're going to go ahead and do that all the way around. And sometimes you'll lose a couple of paper clips along the way, and that's okay. Just pop them back on. These paper clips I think I've had since I was in middle school. They are shaped like animals. There we go. Alright, so then you end back up at the same corner, and you're going to go ahead and pinch the looped end and the open ends together with another clip, like that. Now you're starting to see where it becomes a basket. So you're going to keep going with your 2 remaining strips. So the next strip is going to come back to that first one to become another over. And then the next strip, once you've gone all the way around that one, will come back to the strip that we just placed the other loop on. And that's where your last loop will go. So once you've done that and they're all woven in, your basket ends up looking something like this. So we're going to go ahead and glue where the edges meet and put more clips on. This is where we use Elmer's glue. So a pretty generous amount. And then this is where you want to also be straightening up your basket and tightening it up for the last time, because you can't really after the glue sets so much. This is also where I'd go ahead and give your basket a final look, and if you've if your woven part isn't lining up correctly, this is where you want to go back and fix that before you set it with the glue and the clips. These pug clips are very slippery. And then what I did, because I had to take a break between finishing it and starting it, the ends of the paper clips, or the paper clips at the end of the strips, I used to secure to the sides of the basket while I was putting it together, and that really helped me be able to glue it all together at the ends. So now that the corners are going to set, it's time to finish the top. So go ahead and take off all of the paper clips that you have on there to hold it all together. Just leave your clips in the corner. Go ahead and make sure that the pattern is correct. And then you're going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue on each strip, and then trim the top of it even with the top of the last row of the basket. Maybe trim them first and then glue them, whatever is easier for you. Ooh, the paper bags are a little tough to cut when they're quadrupled up like this. You definitely want a sturdy pair of scissors. So you may remember that we had a strip of paper that we left unfolded. I don't remember if mine is, but let's say I have this extra one here. You are going to take that flattened strip and go ahead and put glue all along it, about a quarter or half at a time. And then I would start in the corner where your pug clips are, or my pug clips are, and go ahead and put that over the top to kind of seal the edges of the basket together. Alright. And this is where having as many clips on hand as possible really comes in handy. And then if you're like me, it came apart a little bit, but that's okay. Just quickly fold those up. sample that we were just working on. And then when you run out of glue, go ahead and add some more. You could even break this strip up into sections if you want to do the top. So it's not just one big strip that you're working with at a time, but smaller sections. So when you've finished laying out the top strip, you're going to go ahead and put the clips all around the top and leave it to dry overnight. And then you're done. Your basket is finished. I'm going to use this one for craft supplies, and probably this one for more craft supplies. So thank you so much for joining us for Recycled Paper Baskets Crafternoon, and I hope to see you very soon.